Hello and welcome to this brief brushstroke look at the astrology of 2024. And I'm really pleased to be able to share with you that the year is looking much better than the year we've just had, which is not to say with still not a lot of dark forces around. That's clear. You've only got to turn on the news. But we have some especially good um, lineups as we go into the new year. One of the best, which is called a grand trine. We have multiple grand trines, including one between the Sun, Moon, and Jupiter. And these kind of three-way positive flows talk about the scales between good and difficult, between the positive aspects, the optimistic aspects, and the challenging aspects. The scales are leaning back towards the positive. And it doesn't mean that shit will stop. Like there's still more than enough for us to deal with as a civilization. But particularly with super strong Jupiter and multiple grand trines to Jupiter. Jupiter is an agent of benevolence, of expansion, of growth, of grace. And so we're going to get a lot more Jupiter embedded in 2024. And so we can be a bit more optimistic. The grand trines are in Earth, so it talks about reconstructive energies, positive building energies. Can't say whether interest rates, what they're going to do. It's not my specialty, but I can say that the energies are supporting recovery on a financial level, on a material level. So hopefully that develops sooner or later for all of us, and particularly for our disadvantaged and lower income folk. We start with the moon in Virgo, start the year with the moon in Virgo, and it's a very witchy moon. The moon is conjunct Hecate, the so-called witch queen, and better put, ultimate medicine woman. So it's a time of connecting with the deep sacred feminine, reinforced by the fact that Black Moon is next to her. And it's saying that as a civilization, we're being tremendously supported to reclaim more and more of the sacred feminine in both light and her dark faces. Because a lot of the stuff that's happening on the planet is not just because of the destructive masculine, there's still more and enough of that around. But it's also because of the buried intelligence and beauty and psychospiritual potency of the feminine has been so buried. And when that happens, she turns dark and contributes to the destructiveness of things. So there's multiple Jupiter aspects to these so-called dark goddesses, which means we can reclaim them. We can bring them back into our hearts, into our consciousness. As for getting on in the world, the two planets that we look towards around both clarity and action are Mercury and Mars. And we start the year with those two together in Sagittarius. So essentially, they're very fiery, gung-ho, go get them. However, both of them are hitting a swampy square with the planet Neptune, which kind of means that don't make any major decisions in the first couple of weeks of the year. There's just too much unknown. There's too much psychic emotional movement that is obscuring some of our clarity and also swamping some of the masculine's energy to act concisely in the world. That will last more obviously for a couple of weeks, and then it will progressively release. And then we'll be able to really make example of these positive Jupiter things and be able to get going. So if you can, have a break. Don't push. Don't try and masculinize through things because it'll only make things worse. But if you're prepared to step back, do your preparation work, do some inner processes to engender greater clarity, to call on the spiritual grace, which is very obviously around at this time too. Then we can be more effective in the world. Other highlights, it's a big healing year for us. The transformative Pluto goes into Aquarius. The wounded healer Chiron joins the North Node, which is kind of saying the more we heal, the more we work on our healing, then the greater the veils will open to our ultimate soul purposes or life mission, if you like. And that's particularly strong in February, and we've created a number of online and live workshops to work with those healing and transformative processes. If you'd like to go into our website, danielsuelu.com. If this kind of information is of interest to you, we have a monthly newsletter where I describe the astrology of each month with much greater detail. There are 3 tiers of joining in there. Again, go on the website, check out the membership newsletter. So go well with all of it. Be open to the grace that's around. Watch for inspiration coming in different forms, but don't be in a hurry to act. Let yourself rest, let yourself balance out the need to be able to operate well in the world with attending to your inner processes, spiritually and otherwise. Lots of blessings and love. And oh, by the way, we've had a Christmas special on readings, short courses, meditations. We're extending that to January the 1st. So if that's of interest to you, 20% discount. Personal message me or go on the website and send us a message. Okay. Cheers.